We're going to switch gears just a little bit, but there's an important element to this. I know instinctively some people are going to want to tune out because of who's the vessel or who these people are that are going to be talking. You're going to go, I don't care. But I want you, there's a point that I want to make, and you got to stay with me long enough to embrace it, because I think you're going to realize why it's important. I think you're going to see why it has merit, okay? All right, so there are a lot of candidates running in this race, as we all know. No surprise. I don't know how many people are still in it. So many people, a lot of them I don't count anymore, okay? It's real talk. I've been on the record. I've said this thing has come down to Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden already in my head. That's the way I see it. I know it pisses people off. F your feelings. It's what it is. But we're also looking at who can become what. Like when I look at candidates, I'm thinking, okay, hey, if Bernie could choose a running mate, and maybe it could be one of these people. Or if Biden, oh God, we got to stop Biden. So it's still a lot of drama for it. This is just my personal opinion based on what I see. Bernie and Biden, that's what's coming down to for me. So that's where I'm at. But here's the thing. I could be wrong, but that's not what I believe. I believe I'm right. I believe Bernie Sanders should be our next president of the United States. I believe he would beat Donald Trump in a landslide. I am emphatic about that. I'm a Bernie supporter, but I don't begrudge you for supporting whoever you support, okay? You can support whoever you want, except for Michael Bloomberg. Yeah, like if you supported like Elizabeth Warren, I get that. I don't agree with it, but I get it, Johnson. I respect it. I understand how your thought process might lead you there. If you support Tulsi Gabbard, for instance, I get it. I understand why you might do that. I get why you might support Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, look at where we are right now. Look at Iran. Look at what's happening. Yeah, I totally get why you might feel that way, okay? If you support Andrew Yang, I disagree. Okay, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree, but I understand why you might feel that way. Who doesn't like $1,000? It's the most basic of arguments, most basic things is money. Yeah, we got problems. Give us some money on it. It's like someone's bleeding from the face or the neck, and you get something to stop the bleeding. Here, put this on your neck. Apply pressure. Okay. But I believe there's more that needs to be done. But if you can't see past that because your neck's bleeding, I get that. But people that act like they don't get that, right? That's the only reason why, like me and the Yang Gang, we got this spiteful, like this love, this Tina Turner, Ike Turner thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Ike, frankly. But I mean, I hate to say that, but here's the thing. But I understand that their necks are bleeding. We got people that don't understand that people's necks are bleeding. Their lives are, I don't know, understand that people's necks are bleeding. So they want to put something, they want a tourniquet or whatever you call it, a handkerchief, a fat handkerchief, to put on the blood, stop the blood from oozing. I get all of that. Whoever you support is who you support. I got love for you, man. At the end of the day, I hope that you'll join me and not join Donald Trump and not join some corporate sellout Democrat, okay? I hope that that's the deal. I hope that the option is that you can join me and join the Bernie Sanders brigade. I hope that happens. Hope that I don't burn, I don't go scorched earth, right? And take such long, melodramatic digs at your person that you no longer, or that you would be like some of these blue checkmark sons, these blue checkmark, dishonest, disingenuous losers on Twitter who say things like, well, I was going to support Bernie, but, I was going to go in for this, everyone get health care thing or raise them to a living wage thing or the broadband for all plan or the justice and safety for all. I was going to get in for that, the most robust, comprehensive criminal justice reform package ever introduced. I was going to support that because, it might save lives and stuff like that. But there was this person on Twitter who was a Bernie supporter at that time who called me a dummy, so now I won't. There are people. That's your thought. You really think I'm stupid enough to believe that you would believe that you were invested emotionally or at any level with any of the things any of the issues I just presented to you, and then you decided not to support those issues because someone that you don't know on the internet said something you didn't like? Get the hell out of here. I mean, seriously, get your stuff, pack it up, hit the bricks, be gone. We don't want to see you anymore. It's over. You no longer exist. But they don't get disappear, do they? They get to just come back the next minute and just make another tweet. But back to my point. Like, you can support any candidate you want to support, free country and all. But Michael Bloomberg said, it's a no. It's a non-starter. It's not on the table of acceptability. You cannot support Michael Bloomberg. What I'm trying to tell you is if I have a Michael Bloomberg person in my life, we're going to do a drop squad on you. That's where a secret organization of people come get you. They tie you to a chair with duct tape, and they throw things at you, and they pour bleach or stuff or liquids, hot and cold liquids in different varying degrees, and they play loud music. They don't let you sleep. They tape your eyelids open and for days and just deprogram you. They deprogram and they remove the toxic stupidity from your body. They let you sit there and soil yourself for like 3 or 4 days to the point where you're dehydrated until you get out of your brain, until you realize that Michael Bloomberg is maybe not the best candidate, at least go Yang or something. So now this is really my point. None of that was my point. Here goes the point. Michael Bloomberg. So Michael Bloomberg has a surrogate. You may have heard of him or her. Her name is Judge Judy. And Judge Judy appeared on The View where she offered an explanation for why she supports Michael Bloomberg. And this you have to see to believe it.
This is really very, very, very rare for you to really speak up about anything like this. You know, you've never endorsed, as far as I know, you've never endorsed anybody. You've been very careful.
You vote.
Yeah, you do vote. So what did it? What made it?
What now and why?
Yeah.
Well, first, I've never seen America so angry with each other as a family. And it became sort of frightening when you couldn't go to a social gathering and have a difference of opinion and lose a friend, an acquaintance.
A family member.
Sometimes a family member, disinvited. And if you view America as the greatest family on the planet, I felt as if it was time for America, which is the greatest country in the world, to have the greatest president for a while. Not a place card, not a revolution. Because I don't think this country needs a revolution. I think it's a very young country. It's 250 years old. In the scheme of things, that's a baby.
Right.
And it still has growing pains. It's still learning. It's still exploring how to interpret the Constitution, what it means. Is it elastic? Not elastic, but it's the greatest country in the world. Everybody wants to come here. That's how you know it. And when I looked at the field of 2020 candidates, for one reason or another, although I'm sure they're all very nice people, there was no other voice for me other than a voice of someone who has experience in governance, second only to the President of the United States, because New York City has the most diverse population of any place else in the United States of America, except the United States of America. And you all are New Yorkers, so you sort of remember there was a good feeling. It was a feeling that things were run effectively and efficiently during his 12 years as mayor. I felt that way when he was the mayor. And he's a brilliant, self-made guy who runs and manages thousands of people and has for 30 years. He's a philanthropist, not just a today philanthropist, but since even before he left the mayoralty, he's been supporting things that we all care about. Gun control and climate change, and spending his money to do that in all sorts of ways across America. I even think that one of the presidential candidates who went to a school he founded for mayors at Harvard. And that was not just yesterday in anticipation of running for president. That's who he is.
You even just did an ad.
Yeah, you just did an ad for him.
All right, I want to thank, I think it was, I don't know who that was. Who said you just did an ad? Was it Abby? Thank you, Abby, for rescuing us, because if Judge Judy is a horrible surrogate, she can barely talk. Please get her some chapstick or some milk or something. You know, it's kind of funny when you have a rich person like Judge Judy saying this country doesn't need a revolution. I'm sure it doesn't. Do you guys have any idea how much money Judge Judy's worth? Yeah, like if I was worth $500 million, like Judge Shineland, Judy, whatever, Judy Shineland, if I was worth $500,000, billion, not Millie, Billy, yeah, I probably wouldn't need a revolution either. I wouldn't want nothing to change, man. Keep everything the same. Don't even want you coming around dusting. What are you doing with that duster, you bastard? Get out of here. If you move one thing, I'm going to sell you to a sex trafficking organization. Because you're rich as hell, you don't want anything to change? Of course not. Judge Judy says that, oh man, how did you like a rich elitist telling you America's so divided, it's so divided and divided, it's horrifically divided. I can't remember a time the American family was so divided. Judge Judy is 77 years old. That means she was born in 1942, 23 years before the Civil Rights Act or something like that. You know, before people that look like me could like walk down the street and slapping us upside the head was even considered wrong. I mean, up until like 1965, white people just walked up and slapped black people upside the head. That's why a lot of them were wearing hats, because if they were bald, it really hurt. And if you walked up to a black person and smacked the hell out of them, and if the black person was dumb enough to call the cop would just show up and go, "Darky, where'd they hit you? Don't you call us again. And take another one. Want a fresh one?" Because that's the kind of America it was. We had water hoses for people who just wanted to be able to ride a bus or go get a sandwich at a JCPenney deli, at a restaurant. But Judge Judy said she doesn't remember a time that this is the worst it's ever been. Yeah, maybe for white people. Maybe for white people, maybe, possibly it is. Not for anyone who's not white. Okay? She watched MLK, RFK, JFK, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Fred Hampton, all of them die. And she says, right now is the worst time. Do you understand the level of hypocrisy? And do you also notice that no one on The View is as smart as Tim Black? Because none of them had an ounce of a comeback for any of the garbage that she spewed on that show. Well, Tim, you already know that they're not there to actually give thoughts that are reasonable. I know, man. I know. Just want to point out to that person from New Jersey who's watching, who actually believes that the New View might be that everybody on that stage isn't a horrible bottom-feeding elitist, even though they look like they're good people. Or they can say nice things at times. Or they've attended an event. We can't go to a social, I can't go to a social event without people disowning and disavowing one another. The last time I went to a wide eye shut sexathon in a weird place where you could change partners like car keys, someone was upset because it was a Trump supporter someone who believed it. And I told them, this is just horrible that you think this. They hadn't spoken to their nephew. And I love how rich people always say something to the akin to, well, America, everybody wants to come to America. Look how people want to come to America. You know it's the greatest country because everybody wants to come here. Yeah, that's because we ruined their country. That's because we ruined their country. We either bombed it or we sanctioned it and depleted it because they wouldn't play ball. Or they understand that if they come to America, they can make money hand over fist. America's the only country you can come to and make a whole lot of money. Take your money, put it in your pocket, walk out and step over a veteran who gave their brains or body parts for this country. Step right over them and keep walking and go get in your yacht or your Lamborghini, drive away and not feel an ounce of remorse. That's why they want to come here. Because no one cares here about anything except money and Netflix and Hulu and the Golden Globes. Did you hear what Ricky said? Ricky said something that took down the elite, who he hangs out with all the time, who he's a part of. Ricky said mean things to rich people. They had to be uncomfortable for like 20 seconds. Then they realized they were rich and they got comfortable again. And Ricky's one of the same people that's comfortable. They would never give a guy like Tim Black an opportunity to roast rich people. Oh, God. Oh. So now back to, let's talk a little bit about the Bloomberg thing. It's funny. Like in a righteous world, even the endorsement of Michael Bloomberg would be catastrophic for one's career. I mean, this is the stop and frisk guy. This is the guy that violated the rights of black people for 20 years in New York. This is a guy who ran on it. A guy who paid to get reelected, to extend a third term. He uses money to buy another term, to change the rules. That didn't help us. That helped him. And you're on TV. You know how many black people watch Judge Judy? A lot of them probably do. I used to a long time ago, Johnson. I mean, you know, whenever it was on, I wasn't like, oh, I got to go watch Judge Judy. Ooh, let me get some Judge Judy going on. But people watched it. I watched it sometimes. I wonder how many people are going to watch it knowing that she supports a guy who violated the constitutional rights of black people with impunity, who doubled and tripled down on it 10 years later, like, and then changed his tune when he started running. All of a sudden, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't have violated the constitutional rights of the blacks. At the time, it was the right thing to do, but and it may still be the right thing to do because I am excellent. I am very smart. He's just like Trump, just shorter and less interesting, with no sense of humor. They are both New York money. Stop acting like they're not in the same club. But the biggest part of this, the thing you got to take away from it, the thing I want to communicate in this segment is the class solidarity on display is mwah. Please notice how Judy sticks up for her class friend, her colleague, her rich elite buddy. They're both worth lots of money, and she's standing fast with him, doggone it, because everything I just said, she already knows. She just doesn't care, you dummies. She doesn't care. It's more important that she's staying with her rich friend than it is to stand with my poor black ass, or your poor white ass, or your poor brown. I got to just name all the colors. Well, I got to stop there because if I go any further, somehow it's racist. But it's weird. But you get what I'm saying here? Judge Judy has solidarity with Michael Bloomberg. It's not because he's Mr. Charismatic. Mr. Get Things Done. Sylvia, he gets things done. He gets things done. On my fourth husband, I feel it's because they're both in the same parties, the same groups. And if you and I, right, if we could ever have the same solidarity, the same support for each other, we, people of modest means, people who work for a living, poor people, middle-of-the-road people, people who can't afford a $400 emergency, people who can't afford one, but not a $1,000 emergency. Like if we all formed a coalition, if we look past our colors, our races, our orientations, our worship, our religions, what football team we liked, or if we don't like football at all, or if we look at the gender, or if we look past all that stuff, and we look past the name tags, the green tags, the blue tags, the red tags, or buffaloes and elephants, or if you like sloppy joes, or if you like steakums, or if you like, vegans and Impossible Burgers, or, Beyond Burgers, or if you like French fries, or if you like tater tots. Like, we look past all of that. If we just focus on the fact that we're all poor, we're all just barely making it. If we focused on that, like Judge Judy does with Michael Bloomberg, then we got a shot, man. We can take all this shit back, man. And that's why they take long dumps on Bernie Sanders. That's why they don't want us. They don't want us to, because I'm right. Johnson, I'm right. I'm not saying the guy's perfect, but what I'm trying to tell you is they don't want solidarity. There is one candidate with a movement of people that galvanizes people, millions of people. Don't listen to the pundits. Don't listen to the commentators that tell you otherwise. They do so for pay. Okay? We have an opportunity to get behind a candidate that galvanizes and had offices all across the country, that has the most donations, the most supporters, the most volunteers, has raised the most money from a grassroots level, where we can form a coalition of black, brown, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, any mixture of any of that, I don't care, gay, straight, whatever it is, trans, it don't matter. Bi's a thing, all these people together, and we can fight and take it back. Because it's rigged, guys, but it's got to be close for them to rig it. We can make it so close they can't even rig it. Yeah, they stole it from Al Gore. It was close. You can't let it be close, Gore. We got to make it not even close. And if you say, Tim, how could it happen? The Republicans did not want Donald Trump. Anyone who tells you the Republicans wanted Donald Trump is a liar. They don't know anything. They tried to stop him. The Democrats definitely didn't want him. No one wanted Trump. He was good for ratings, he was good for money, and the greed overtook. But at the end of the day, he didn't leave it close enough that they could take it from him. Believe me, they tried. We have to come out and stop them. We need to be like Judge Judy. But not like Judge Judy, but like Judge Judy in a way. And what I mean by that is we must band together, damn it all. Damn it all, and band together. And if we do that, if we band together, we can win. And that is the greatest fear that they have. Did you enjoy that content? I know you did. You got great taste, Johnson. What can I say? Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack today right here on YouTube, or go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, and you'll get free stuff, special stuff, secret stuff. Do it today. Wolf Pack.